Well, welcome everyone. Thanks so much for joining us for Advocacy for Social Justice Talk Story series, where we explore organized efforts and mechanisms for social change. My name is José Barzola. I'm the Conflict and Peace Specialist here at the University of Hawaii, Manoa. Today's session is on Pathways to Learning, Supporting Pakistan's Out-of-School Children with Ms. Kiran Peter and myself. Today's session, we join us to learn about the Weaving People to Grow Foundation that initiated a non-formal education center in 2023 to educate children and also give them peace education. In Pakistan, the number of out-of-school children is alarmingly increasing, particularly after COVID-19 and the deadly floods of 2022. Weaving People to Grow Foundation, the organization itself in Pakistan, the number of out-of-school children is alarmingly increasing, particularly after COVID-19 and deadly floods of 2022, according to the recent estimates by Pakistan's Institute of Education. During the year 2023, 26.2 million children, 47% between the ages of 5 and 16, are out of school in Pakistan. This age cohort signifies a huge range of diversity and complexity regarding their education. The low literacy rate is also creating other critical issues, such as increased crime rate, poor levels of health, unemployment, and poverty. In society, these children severely limit their chances of economic and social well-being to be attained in future. However, it's pertinent to mention that non-formal education has been actively responding to the crisis as an alternative. The report statistics reveal that there are 25,565 centers in Pakistan with 27,763 teachers and an enrollment of definitely 919,128 children today, but still there are many children who are left out and need attention to be educated. Therefore, to help these children to step on ladder of a normal life, the Weaving People to Grow Foundation initiated a non-formal education center in 2023 to educate these children and also give them peace education. Currently, we are having 26 children. They have 11 girls, 15 boys from the ages of 5 to 13. Ms. Kiran Peter, who joins us today, our special guest, is the Executive Director for Weaving People to Grow Foundation. She has over 22 years of experience, 17 years in development or civil society sector, and 5 years teaching experience. Ms. Peter's passion is to promote peace and harmony globally through fostering justice, socioeconomic development of marginalized communities. Currently, she's studying for her master's in philosophy and peace and conflict studies at the National Defense University in Islamabad and holds a master's degree in mass communication with fellowship in peace building from Johns Hopkins University from Bologna, Italy, and the United States Institute of Peace, where she's taken a few online courses there. Ms. Peter has worked for national and international NGOs in Pakistan, including Search for Common Ground Pakistan, and contextualized 2 guidebooks narrated by Michael Shipler into Pakistan Version's radio talk show for peace building and youth radio talk show for peace building. She has also translated and contextualized a book into Urdu and Pakistan version by Family, the Future of the Church by Johannes Raymer. Her skills are networking, fundraising, proposal and report writing, program designing, implementation, organizational development, and many, many more skills. And we're so thankful for her time. Today's event is co-sponsored by definitely the Weaving People to Grow Foundation, the Peace and Reconciliation Network, and myself as a conflict and peace specialist. To get us started, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Peters. Ms. Kiran Peter, if you can turn it over to you. I know that you have a presentation for us to kind of educate us a little further on the growing situation in Pakistan and the good work that you all have been doing over there. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Josh. I am going to share the presentation. Yeah. So good morning, everyone. As Mr. Josh has introduced myself, that I am Kiran Peter from Pakistan, and I'm also studying peace and conflict studies and also working for the development of poor children, and those children are out of school. So the title of today's event is Fundraising for Out of School Children to Continue Their Education. And the vision of Weaving People to Grow Foundation is peaceful coexistence of diverse communities through their social and economic well-being. And our mission is to end injustice and poverty through socioeconomic humanitarian development and advocacy. And the value of the organization are respect. We want that everyone who comes to the organization or who are worked under our project, they are treated with respect, dignity. We ensure accountability of our work, transparency, and accessibility to our beneficiaries and the officials who are working with us. And the background of this project is like out of school children we are working with because the number of out of school children is alarmingly increasing in Pakistan. And this number has increased particularly after COVID-19, when most of the people have lost their jobs. And also we had a devastating flood in 2022 in Pakistan. And in this flood, one by third of Pakistan was underwater, particularly the provinces, two provinces, that is Punjab and Sindh. They suffered a lot from this flood, and due to which parents have lost their belongings, and financially they have lost many things. So that's why like they do not have money to send their children to school here. And according to Pakistan Institute of Education, their report 2021 and 2022, and that report came in 2023, they said that 26.2 million children, which is 47% of the children in Pakistan, between the ages of 5 and 16, they are out of school. And, this out of school number has caused a lot of loss to the people. And due to low literacy rate, the students, when they grow up, they face many issues, like they face crime. They also get involved in crime, and then poor health facilities, unemployment, because when they are uneducated, they are not able to get jobs, and they suffer from extreme poverty. Basically, lack of education limit their chances of economic and social well-being to be attained. So that's why, like, we feel that to curb terrorism in Pakistan and to curb crimes in Pakistan, it is important that these out-of-school children should get education, and also they learn about peace building, that how we can promote peace building, how we can promote diversity in Pakistan, except other religions. Like in Pakistan, blasphemy issue is prevalent, and many Christian people and the people who belongs to minority religion, they are persecuted, they are torched, they are burnt. So that's why like it's important that the children who belongs to Muslim religion and to other religions in Pakistan, they learn about peace building, they learn about acceptance of diversity here. So with this aim, we are also working with these out of school children. And the aim of the project is empowering the underprivileged children with non-formal and peace building education, as I have mentioned, because we want that here we form a peaceful, literate, broad-minded, and able society. And the results we would like to achieve is that 65% out of school children have acquired non-formal and peace building education, and that they can become peace builders. They learn to empathize. They read and write in the 3 years, because this non-formal education, one project, which is with 26 children, it is of 36 months, 3 years. So in 3 years, they'll be mobilized, their mindsets will be transformed for peace building. Side by side, they'll be getting the peace building education and the mainstream education here. So they'll be getting the primary education from Weaving People to Grow Foundation's Educational Center. This is the model of our project. It is, in short, it is called NEFIC, and that is Non-Formal Education Center. So first of all, we identified, like we started this project last year in July 2023. We identified the out-of-school children in Rawalpindi and Islamabad areas, and then we enrolled them in our non-formal education center. We also trained our staff here on peace building, and also our volunteers and youth network, because the youth come and they talk about tolerance, they talk about empathy, and many other topics relating to peace building with the children. And the teacher, she was also given a training on peace building, that how we can resolve conflicts, how we should do dialogues rather than being violent with one another, and on acceptance of diversity they got a training. And then after that, children also get, like, weekly we give them lessons on tolerance, empathy, caring each other, and how we need to sympathize with others. So on these topics, the children get uh, small sessions on every Friday, weekly basis. And 3 years primary education we are giving. The curriculum is from Government of Pakistan and Japan International Aid Agency. So until grade 5 or class 5, they will get the education, mainstream education from us. And WPTG and networking with government, when they will complete their 36 months of education, will be before that, like in their 30th month, we'll be networking with government and the private school. And currently we are also networking with them. And after completing their 3 years of education, we are going to enroll them in the mainstream schools, government and private schools, because currently their over age, their age is 7, 8, or 9. And in the mainstream schools, like in the nursery class, they enroll the children who have age of 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years. So that's why, like, they're over age, and according to the school policy, they're not able to be enrolled. So we are giving them education. Secondly, they do not have financial assistance of their parents. And we are giving them free education. That's why they are studying with us. And our thematic areas and beneficiaries, like, we are working on promotion of education, but Weaving People to Grow Foundation is also working on social cohesion. Under that, we do purely peace building projects, like we are working on interfaith harmony, decent work and economic growth. We are working. We are having a sewing center where poor women who are unable to, pay fee or do any financial contribution, they come and they get free sewing and stitching education from our sewing center. Then good health and well-being, and then church and community development. Under church and community development, we give free ration bags, like food bags to people, quilts, and also blankets we give them, and many other things. Whenever we get anything from the government or from the private education, in kind things, we give it to the poor people so that they can also meet their need. And then we are working on climate action. And the target groups are youth, women, and children. And in three, because we have started working since 2022 in Pakistan, so our direct beneficiaries are 3,780, and our indirect beneficiaries are 18,900 until now. These are some of the pictures of children. They're studying. And Miss Hina is a trained teacher. She has done her graduation, and after that, she has also done her teacher training course. And she also has 15 years of experience of teaching in different schools, including the Christian schools like St. John's School and Presentation Convent School. So she has a great experience in teaching. And these are the children. And I would like to share with you the profile of out-of-school children. The number is 26, and they are studying with us since last year, July 2023. We are having 15 males and 11 females with us, and their age is, like, we have kept the age that from 5 years we can enroll them. So some are 5 to, like, the children, 28% of the children are between the ages of 5 to 6. And then we are also having 72% of the children between the ages of 7 and 13. Then 92% are studying package A. So the books which is given to us by Government of Pakistan for non-formal education center, we are having three packages here. Like package A, the book package A, under the package A, the books are like we teach them mathematics, Urdu, English, and social studies. Like uh, all of them comes under package A, and we teach them nursery and grade one education under package A. Then under package B, 8% of the students are studying and they get education of grade 2 and grade 3. And then we are having package C, books or curriculum. And here, 4 and 5 grades are studied. But currently, we are having the children study, 92% of the children are studying package A, and 8% of the children are studying package B. And the areas, like they're coming from 9 areas in Rawalpindi, that is Lal Kurti. Lal Kurti is the place where our office is based, Tenchpata, Bakra Mandi, 22 number Chungi, Dheri, Dhok Alahi Baksh, and then Dhok Saida, Arya Mohalla, and Talimuri. And what we want to achieve from this project is that we want the evolution of a literate, broad-minded, and able society with a mindset of peaceful coexistence. Because peaceful coexistence is lacking in Pakistan. If you explore some of the newspapers in Pakistan, you can read many news on blasphemy, and people are being killed on the basis of religion and their denominations or on the basis of different ideas or opinions. So that's why we want that people start accepting each other. And even if somebody is not following a religion, or if somebody is following a different religion, then they should have a mindset of acceptance. Then children, when grow as youth, prevent joining terrorist and criminal organizations. So in Pakistan, there are many terrorist outfits like SSP, that is Sipah Sahaba Pakistan, TTP, which is Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, and many similar kind of organizations. So when children do not have, or when they grow up as youth, when they do not have resources, they do not have finances to put food on their table, they join these terrorist organizations. So that's why we are trying to help them to get education and also acquire skills later on when they grow up. Because we are having a sewing center here, we are also send children to government vocational training institutes. So in this way, we are trying to help these children. Promotion of peace, reconciliation, and harmony in the society by these peace ambassadors. So because on weekly basis they get peace education, we want them to act as peace ambassadors in the Rawalpindi district and in entire Pakistan. Because we believe that when children get education, then they absorb it internally and they carry it in their entire life. So that's why our focus group is children, because we believe that children will be brought up in this way, and then they will carry the message of peace and harmony in the society. Absorption and practicing of empathy and care for fellow human beings. So this we practice a lot, like when they deal with one another, or when they are interacting with one another during the classroom. We also help them to learn about sharing, also about accepting each other. Like when they come to our center, most of the times we have experienced that they say that that person is Christian, that is Hindu, that is Sikh. They said they discriminate on the basis of religion, because this is going on in the country. But when they stay with us, they say that no, we have to accept others. It's okay if somebody is having different opinion. It's okay if somebody is having different religion, but we need to accept and we need to live with each other and help each other in everyday life. And ultimately, we want poverty alleviation and economic well-being as well. And this is the budget. Like for 1 month, it's $411. But this is 1 year budget because we raise funds every month. and it becomes sometimes difficult for us to raise funds on monthly basis. So that's why like 1 year budget is over there, and its total is 4,931. And under that budget, we'll be covering children's stationery, teachers' fee, and project coordinators' salary of the sports staff who comes here, and it's a very minimum, like for a month it's $44 only, and building rent of non-formal education center, that is $91. Utilities like internet, gas, and electricity, it's 22 for 1 month, dollar for 1 month, and cleaning material, and that's the wall paint, but actually cleaning material we would like to get. So that is for 1 month it's 411, but for 12 months it's 4,931. And this is the program cost, like overall project, 77% will go to the programmatic cost, and administrative cost covers 23%. And that's the project. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that background information on, well, just some of the good work that you're doing, the breakdown of, what it actually takes, not only the history of what's happened there, what's currently on the ground. Thank you for focusing on our youth, and thank you for the wonderful work that you're doing to provide a space and uplift them. And it's fascinating how, we talk about shifting perspectives, and the program costs are not, I mean, I think from a US perspective, it doesn't seem like a big amount of money, but it's amazing to see the large impact that, every little bit does count. When people talk about, sometimes people think like, oh, like $100, is that really gonna go that far? And you just kind of broke it down as to like, yes, it can most definitely do that. And so I commend you for the work that you've been doing. You did mention you're doing peace education. Could you elaborate a little about like why did you decide to focus on peace education for the children specifically when there's like so many different ways to like approach, education?
Yeah,
So thank you.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, peace education is important in Pakistan. Like we give mainstream education, we teach them English, mathematics, Urdu language here because that's the national language. Then social studies, like all the subjects we are teaching them. But we believe that peace education is important because every day we are having the conflicts on blasphemy. Like people are charged with blasphemy, then the mob comes without investigation, and nobody is there. Even police is not able to control the mob, and they come and torch people. Like Prantha Kumara was a Sri Lankan guy. He was torched a couple of years back in December. Like in 2016, he was torched here. You can also Prantha Kumara, if you type Google it, then you can get the information over there about Prantha Kumara. He was a factory manager. He was working here in one of the districts of Pakistan, and he had some, disagreement with one of the employees, and that employee blamed him for blasphemy, and he was torched. Similarly, a Chinese person, a manager who was charged with blasphemy, but Chinese came and they stopped the conflict. They said that no, he they just sent the plane over here and he went. He just flew from the country. So these are the things which are happening with the people who comes here, but also with the people who are having different religions, and who are living here because they the background or the reason for blasphemy is to get their houses, to get their land, to confiscate the resources from these people. So that's why, like, we believe that peace building education is important because they will learn from childhood that acceptance of diversity is important. If we are practicing a religion, the other person is also practicing their religion, and we have to respect them. Or if somebody is practicing nothing, like they're atheists, then it's okay because religion is personal. and it should not be the dividing factor, or it should not be the excluding factor. So this is actually our main objective is to uh, help people to understand that how we can live together peacefully here, and to reduce these cases like blasphemy and killings and torching and all this violence we want to stop. So that's why we are working passionately on peaceful coexistence. But we know that what is the root cause? Root cause is poverty and financial lackness. So that's why when they will get education, they'll be able to get good jobs. They'll be able to get respect from the society, and they will avoid joining these terrorist outfits or joining violence.
No, thank you. Thank you so much. I think one of the things you bring up specifically without saying is, and this is something that's been coming up in a lot of my conversations, is about generational trauma and
Yeah,
how this is, how do we break that generational trauma? How do we heal from the what's there? And so thank you for choosing peace building as a pathway to try to embed some morals and ethics into the work that they're doing. And I love how you mentioned, religion it's a personal thing, it's a private thing. And because many
yeah,
times we tend to look at it as like, no, it's part of society. It's something that, everyone
yeah,
needs to follow through with when, everyone's at a different stage of the process
yeah,
when it comes to spirituality. I think you're doing on the ground what many of us in the field sometimes ponder about, like, if we had, you know, an institution of higher education or, you know, schooling here, from kindergarten to high school that had a strong focus on peace.
yeah,
How might we be able to change things? We talk about critiquing our own history books and how they tend to many times, unfortunately, they are the words of the colonizers, of those who win. And so things are constantly getting erased. The stories are not there. And so I'm hoping through peace education, even though you have the opportunity, and I know these youth are young, so I imagine there's certain topics that, you can cover and some that might be too strong to cover at such a young age, but I'm hopeful that they're getting a clear story of, the complexities of life, unfortunately, and
yeah,
not just what's been curated through a textbook that many times doesn't fully have the full picture.
yeah.
And I wonder if you might share if there are any, what has been, the school started about a year ago in July of 2023, and just wondering what have been the developments or mindsets of the youth, the students there since last year. Has there been any changes or just, yeah, just any updates you can kind of give us on the good work that's being done?
Yeah, yeah. Like in July 2023, we started the school. And since then, like as I shared in my presentation as well, when children join us, they say that, like sometimes they say, oh, you are Christian, or you belong to a lesser religion. Like in this way, they'll use derogatory terms for each other as well. Sometimes the children used to, abuse one another. But then, when we started training them, we help them to understand acceptance of diversity. We help them to understand what is tolerance. It's acceptance. If somebody says something, you should not become defensive. Just forgive. So forgiveness is also core in the institution, that we need to forgive others. And also sometimes it's not that every time we have to react. Sometimes like you can take a breath, and then later on, like we can talk to that person, and we can also like change that person on change his or her mindset. But we help children to learn tolerance, acceptance of diversity, and also like control their aggression, because society has become very aggressive because of the floods. the COVID-19 because their parents do not have jobs, their parents have expelled them out of schools. So the children are going through emotional trauma. So we understand all these things and we help them with music. On Friday, they also have, 20 minutes music class. Then on another Friday, they do games. So in this way, we are engaging them and we are trying to bring them out of that trauma and also helping them to understand that it's okay if they feel sometimes aggressive, sometimes depressed, but they need to be motivated and full of hopes because after getting education from here, we will be enrolling you into schools and you will be becoming something in future, like you are going to become officers, you're going to have a good career in life, and you're going to have good lives. But we encourage them to attend the school on daily basis. We say that it's okay if you sometimes if you feel lazy, sometimes your parents are not sending you, but you have to like request your parents that send us to schools, because sometimes parents say we do not have fuel cost. The children who comes from little far off places, sometimes their parents do not have fuel cost, but we say that okay, you can come by walk because that is not too much far, like 10 minutes walk or 15 minutes walk, but you have to sacrifice and come to school. But come to school on daily basis so that you get education, you learn and come out of this circle of poverty.
No, thank you. Thank you. And I know you're just on the first year. I found in my own journey, sometimes the peer mentoring is very helpful. And hopefully I know there's a lot of cross age education that you're having. I don't think you have like different, but I think hopefully there's an opportunity for the students who've been there for a couple of years, in a couple of years, to be able to provide that guidance for
Yeah.
the younger ones. I think letting students know, or just our youth know at such a young age, that hey, they're leaders in their own mindset, and they're part of the process as well, not just receiving, but also being able to model and showcase. And I think can be very powerful for them, as far as like providing them a space for their voice to be heard, to be known. I think is so essential. So thank you. I know it's not an easy thing. I can, um, but thank you. Thank you for the good work you're doing. I wonder, you mentioned that you're focusing on school dropouts or out of school children. Just wondering how you went about, specifically focusing on that population of students as opposed to so many other ones that are out there. So this is really like as we refer to them sometimes, that like as our at-risk students, right? So.
Yeah. Yes, the area we are living in and the areas we are working in, there are many out of school children because they are the underprivileged or marginalized areas. So that's why, because the children who are going to school, they are already getting education in the mainstream schools. But the children who are, out of school, then they have more chances of getting part of the terrorist organization, or they have more time for stealing things, or more time for going out and roaming around and then fighting with one another's or learning bad things here. So that's why we are focusing on out of school children, because they do not have, like at home, even they do not have food. So that's why we help them to come, and sometimes we also give them some food like fruits we give them, or but it's not like every day, because we also like do not have funds for, but we do help them. And we also ask them if there is any problem going on in their home relating to finances. Then we are connected with different organizations. We give ration bags to the families. Ration bags are the food bags containing flour and some pulses and rice. So for a month or 2 months or 3 months, we also help them in this regard. So that is why we are working with out of school children, because they are the most excluded. So we want to include them in the society. We want to feel them good, because when a person is excluded, they do not have resources, then there is greater chance of uh, being enrolled in violence and other activities which are not uh, which are not related to peace. So that's why, like, our focus is out of school children and the excluded ones, to help them.
No, thank you. Thank you. And I just kept reflecting upon the ingenuity of the work that you're doing because, you talked about the USIP online courses, which for our audience who may not know, these are completely free resources that are out there. The United States Institute of Peace developed along with other various I guess people in the field, practitioners, conflict resolvers, peace builders, whatever the terminology that folks want to utilize. But and nowadays it's called it's like the uh, Gandhi King Global Campus. That's what it's called. And I'll put it in the description in the chat for folks to learn further about it. But it's you just have to register, and there's a plethora of free resources right there. It's all these online modules where you can just kind of
Yeah.
go on it on your own. There's pre-recordings by a lot of wonderful people. It's what I'm getting at. It's a resource, and you're using some of this knowledge and some of the other knowledge, obviously, that you're getting through that you've gotten yourself through life, and that you're currently going through in your academic program, and bringing it to the classroom. So I commend you for the ingenuity. I also you mentioned about music for the youth. I just wanted to mention that. So when we talk about peace education, it's not, and just for this is more for our audience, not so much for you because um, that it's not just about the absence of conflict. It's not just about the absence of war, and it goes beyond just, yeah, we can talk about positive, negative peace, uh, whether it's the peace building, peacemaking, peacekeeping, and all the other terminology, but it goes beyond a field and understanding that it's part of a lived experience and having to shift our perspective to understand that, hey, we too are peace builders, whether we're 3-year-olds or we're like 103-year-olds. There's things that we're doing in our communities to build peace. And a lot of it kind of comes down to like, what does that mean to you? Um, I know a big portion of the work that I do, I like to get folks thinking about like how do you develop healthy, positive relationships? I think if people just start thinking about special relationships they have in their life, that's something I would like to think most of us can kind of connect to, whether it's it's a sibling, a parent, a loved one, in some capacity. So, and even with music, I brought going back, circling back to music just because I learned from my own students, and my students have taught me that, yeah, even in music, there's the opportunity to do piecework, just sharing in the space and wherever that may take you, and the conversations that arise from that. So, I just want to say thank you. Thank you just for the good work that you keep doing. Um, I did want to also follow up. As a follow-up to how you're running this project, could you just share a little bit like how much funds do you require to complete the remaining 2 years to support these children to complete their primary education? I know part of today is trying to um, raise funds, be a fundraiser. And so we'll definitely be providing the information on how folks can kind of contribute uh, further in whether it's in the chat or in the summary. But yeah, if you can just give us a little more information as to how the community can help.
Yeah, like total, as I have shared the budget over there, the total we need 4,931. It's for 1 year, and it will cover the salary of the teacher, the project coordinator, because the project coordinator also monitor the project. He writes the reports. He also, work with the children and also gives peace building education to the staff. members. So that's why this is covered. Then the support staff, cleaning is important. So that's why like we are having the support staff, and the her salary is very less, like it's only $44 a month. And building rent, we need under our budget utilities like internet, gas bill, electricity. So that is only for a month, it's $22. And the cleaning material, it's $73. So for 1 month, it's only 411. But actually, we are raising funds for 1 year because for every month it becomes difficult because we never know that whether somebody is going to fund us or not. And then I feel a lot of stress and depression when things are not over there, and we have to complete 3 years, and they're only they're like we have completed 1 year, and now 2 years are left. So that's why like just but this year we only want fund for 1 month, and then we will start raising one for funds for another year. So that is $4,931 dollars, which we require for a year for the children, because it will help them to complete their education, and then we are going to enroll them in schools, in the mainstream schools. Yeah, but individually, if somebody could donate $200, $300, then that would also be encouraging for us, because on monthly basis, we'll be getting funds to run this center rather than getting the full amount in one time. We will be also very thankful that if somebody could send little amount, but it will help us to run the center.
No, thank you. Thank you so much. And yeah, I mean, really, it's basically $5,000 is what will, you know, be sufficient enough to run for a year. And this is for, uh, correct me, how many students total you have?
Um, Total children?
Yeah.
Yeah, 26.
26.
26
So
total.
so basically for 30 students, 5,000 for a year's education, that's I mean
Yeah.
in the US that's unheard of. So I think it's definitely manageable, and but yeah, we'll definitely put in the information. I'll for the most part, for folks who are interested in donating, there is a bank account it's through Western Union. Um, so we'll provide that information for folks later on.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah. I don't know if our audience has any questions specifically. If not, I'd actually love to learn a little bit more also about the work you're doing, because you said you're at the university, and some of the research and the areas of studies that you're looking to focus on specifically.
Yeah. I'm studying MPhil, like Masters in Philosophy in Peace Building, Peace and Conflict Studies. And currently, we are working on research papers, like we have studied conflict analysis, ADR, that is alternative dispute resolution, that how can we resolve conflicts through ADR. And most of the times in the court, uh, cases are delayed, but how can we help them out of courts? Out of courts, how can we help through ADR to the people who are facing different cases, and their cases have become long? Then I'm studying about nationalism, that what is nationalism? And in Pakistan, in different provinces, this issue we are facing, like in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, there is a movement that we want to separate it. In Balochistan, there is a movement going on. So within the country, the terrorist groups are there. Like in Balochistan, a group is there by the name of BLA, Balochistan Liberation, BLF, that is Balochistan Liberation Front, and they are also demanding of a separate homeland. So we are studying nationalism, that how can we create oneness in Pakistan rather than breaking. And the bottom line is that we need to meet their need. We need to give what they want, or help them to get their basic needs fulfilled. because when you will not give resources, the government will not, the state will not help them to get resources, then these type of movements will start and they will ask for a separate homeland and manage their homeland themselves. So I'm also working on research papers like last night I was studying about Manipur conflict, that what's happening in Manipur and how the conflict started. And but we would like to give a solution, and I'll be sharing with you that paper as well when I'll be completing it. And also on Ukraine and Russia. And look, my heart is with Ukraine. So, I pray for Ukraine that that war should stop. And so on that, I'm going to write a paper. So we are working on, like I'm studying the, international level peace building issues and conflicts as well. But I think that um conflict starts from grassroots level. When people face problem, then the conflicts start and they take a huge form, a mega conflict they turn into. So that's why it's important that when we are having grassroots level conflict, it should be resolved. People needs should be met, because I think conflict is all about our interest and our positions. And when we do not get opportunities, when our needs are not fulfilled, then it takes, bigger form. Similarly, about structural violence, we are studying. And yesterday, when I was in my class, I also mentioned that, yeah, the Christian community in Pakistan is also facing a structural violence, a bigger structural violence, that we cannot become prime minister and the president according to the constitution of Pakistan. So I think equality should be promoted within the country, within the systems, so that every citizen should be included. So these are the things we are studying, and it's very interesting. Peace and conflict studies is very interesting, and because it helps to get solutions, it helps to get people, uh, like it soothes people. So that's why, like, I love peace and conflict studies.
Thank you so much for sharing. And I imagine a lot of that in many ways may guide some of the work that you're doing. So as a practitioner and as an educator, I think it's important to kind of be an eternal, student. It helps to be up to date with what's happening out there, and also being able to share those shifting perspectives. And because many times whatever makes it through the media, unfortunately, isn't everything that's out there. So I'm glad you're continuing your journey as a peace builder and bringing those back to the youth. As you were talking about ADR, reminded me of I don't know if you've been able to go into mediation or not, but there's also peer mediation programs out there. Just wanted to share. So that's an opportunity for youth to be trained as mediators and for them to kind of engage in, or assist in the process of, because just research goes to show that youth are more likely to talk to other youth about their issues or conflicts that are arising than, like, no matter how young the adult may be, they are in that status of as an educator or administrator, whatever it may be, they're the adult in the room. And so sometimes being able to build that rapport and trust for the students to be able to be so open about it, about their conflicts, can be challenging. So peer mediation might be something for the future, as you maybe delve into the mediation realm. But yeah, I just want to thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for the good work you're doing and for joining us. I know it's very early your time, but please, I look forward to continuing to stay in conversation and seeing how we can continue to, uplift the voices and continue to keep doing the good work. So thank you so
Thank
much
you.
to our audience for joining as well. Uh, thank you, Kiran, for everything you're doing and for just the staff and the teachers, the administrators, that are continuing to
Yeah.
do the good work. So thank you
Thank you.
again.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you for conducting this event.